MLR, folks, for round number 4. I've only managed to see one game this week. It was a bit hectic on the weekend, so I didn't get to kind of put the games on in the background, but I managed to see LA and New England in full. All the rest I've seen highlights, so I'll kind of have to keep this one speedy. I've got to go get the kids shortly as they finish their school and kindergarten day. First one, DC kind of continues to be the whipping boys in the East. Yes, in the East. They are 6th in the East with their none from 4 record. Toronto gave them a wee bit of a walloping. I only saw the highlights. It looked like DC had some chances but just couldn't finish them. Fatanana Schultz got a bit of a dumb yellow card which wasn't adding to their joy. But I mean, the hooker went over for Toronto. Rumble went over for one. He's one of the loosies. They sniped from close range. The captain Shepherd got one. Cole Keith though got the try of the game. Well worth a look if you want to see a prop going into some open space for Toronto. Really good stuff. So 29 points to 5. A pretty comfortable win for the Arrows in the end. They're 4th in the East. As I said, DC are really not looking the business. There were some moments where they looked alright, but yeah, they couldn't really get much finished, unfortunately for them. Second game, Seawolves and Giltinis. That one was probably the game of the round in terms of these two Titans going at it, because both these sides had 3-0 records going into this one. But the AGs away from home, and it was a week for the AGs, they managed to get the win in this one, seemingly from the boot. Kind of low-scoring tries match, but yeah, lots of penalties for the Giltinis guys. I mean, a couple of tries each. Matthews went over for the Seawolves. He's the fullback. McCaffrey went over for AG. To be fair, the lead was like 25-11 to AG right before full time, but the Seawolves got a consolation one, so it looks like it was closer maybe than it really was on the scoreboard. So that's a big win, a big statement win for the Giltinis. They're 4-0. Seawolves still look decent, but that's their first game dropped of the year. They'll be disappointed they couldn't get it done better at home. They're 3rd in the West. Giltinis 1st in the West. Next one, Dallas and Rugby New York. Bit of a hiding, 41-5. Rugby New York, like the Giltinis, they're looking like the best team in their conference thus far. They are 1st in the East. Tuiloma, the tight head prop, gets 2 tries. One he just barges over after a maul. So yeah, big physical pack, giving the Dallas guys a bit of a hard time. Although Chad London scored one for Dallas, which was one of the tries of the game, which is fortunate for them because they didn't really have a lot to be cheering about. So at least they did manage to get that one. But I mean, if you want to see Andy Ellis, former All Black, running the show, that one's worth a wee look at the highlights for Rooney. And a few guys have said to me, hey, thanks for covering the MLR. I've gotten into it now. I'm watching the games free on the Rugby Network. So do that, man. Get behind the team. It's a bit of a fun competition. So it's pleasing to get that feedback from you guys as well. The latest person told me they're going to follow the Freejacks, which is not a bad team to be following. The next one, Houston and San Diego. I'm not really sure where Houston are at. They started the season well by beating the Giltinis. And then it's kind of been a bit middling. They're 2-2. San Diego 3-1. So yeah, I'm still not sold on the Houston guys yet. They struggled a wee bit with Dallas last week. So yeah, they went down 7-0, but then they managed to bounce back through Christian Dyer. He's been in good try scoring form for Houston at the moment. And they even went in front, actually, the Houston guys, 14-7. Nonu got a yellow card for San Diego, which is not ideal for a no-arms tackle, but second half is the difference, man, because it's 20 points to 18 at halftime with Houston in front, but the score finishes 31-20. So the second half is just all San Diego. What was going on with Houston in the second half? You guys will have to let me know, because as I said, I haven't seen a heck of a lot of the games, just the highlights. But the one game I did watch in full, the Giltinis and New England, good game, like bit of tit-for-tat stuff. Bodine Waka looked good as he continues to look in the MLR. Penalty early, he was denied a try, and I'm glad we got the TMO in the MLR now, because that one would have been a brutal one to give, because Waka's foot was fully in touch. But I mean, Cottrell got a big line break before he got the ball chucked into his face by his own guys, let off a chance, but the LA scrum was getting some good pay. The Giltinis managed to get a try through Hanko Hermajes from a scrum move to make it 7-3, and then another try with some sweet offloads, 12-3. New England were kind of guilty of some knock-ons, which was pretty frustrating. Turnover ball, like high ball, couldn't catch it. They did manage to finally get a try through their right winger. What's his name? Balakana? Great offloads in the setup for that one as well. So 12-8 at half time, it's proper game on. And then second half, New England start the game with a maul try, the half with a maul try. So they actually went in front 15-12. So again, properly game on. ALA at that point were the ones guilty of making some pretty bad errors. New England looked to have scored a pretty stellar try through Harry Barlow, the left winger, but it's ruled that he knocked it on like 2 phases or a phase before the actual play from an aerial ball because he knocks it on to his own man who then sets up the try. So that was a pity for them. A try chalked off. And they have another try chalked off at the death. So 2 tries chalked off, 3 if they got the Waka one for New England. So on another day, they probably could have won this one. But huge period of pressure meant the Giltinis got one through Den Hoed to make it 19-15. And that was the final score. So New England tried to push for it at the end, but couldn't quite push through. So that was a really interesting game. Dallin Stafford, the commentator guy, he loves using nicknames. Everybody's got a nickname, and he loves using those nicknames, which is kind of fun for a while. But after you've heard everybody's the flippin' moose or beaver or what on earth else, Terminator, like maybe dial back the nicknames just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. I love his positivity for the game, but man, so many nicknames. Yes, anyway. Yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on the round. Sorry I didn't get a chance to see more games. We had some fine weather, so I was kind of pleased to get the kids out for a change rather than me just sitting on my bum watching rugby at home all day. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. Do fill me in on the games that you missed. If you guys are new to the MLR, like I mentioned, the Rugby Network has all the games for free, either live or on demand. They've got an app as well. You can cast it if you've got a smart TV. Yeah, it's been a bit of fun so far. AG in the west, New York in the east, looking like the teams to beat. But yeah, we'll see. We had 3 teams on the bye this week. That was NOLA, Utah, and Atlanta. So we'll have to see how things go in the next round when we've got some more teams back. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.